It all started when Daniel returned home from his latest deployment. As a U.S. Marine, he'd grown used to the long absences, the harsh environments, and the emotional distance that came with being away. But nothing could have prepared him for the coldness in his wife, Stephanie's, eyes when he walked through the door. There was no welcome home hug, no smile, not even eye contact. He knew something was wrong right away. Over the next few days, Stephanie's behavior grew more distant and erratic. She barely spoke to him, always seemed glued to her phone, and often left the house with vague excuses. Daniel, though tough on the outside, was gentle at heart when it came to her. He had written letters during every deployment, sent money home, and planned their future down to the smallest details. But now, it was like she'd already moved on without telling him. Then came the moment that confirmed his worst fears. He found messages on her phone, flirty, intimate ones, with a man named Chad, a coworker from her office. It wasn't just a casual fling. The texts spoke of love, of plans to leave Daniel, and how she hated living like a military wife. His hands shook as he scrolled through them, heart racing, stomach sinking. But he didn't confront her right away. Instead, Daniel decided to observe. He wanted to see how far she'd go. One night, when she thought he was asleep, Stephanie whispered on the phone in the bathroom. "I don't care if he finds out. He's just a dumb Marine. What's he going to do, salute me to death?" she laughed. That stung more than any battlefield wound. When Daniel finally confronted her, she didn't apologize. She smirked. "You think just because you wear a uniform, I owe you loyalty? I've been stuck in this house while you play war. Chad treats me like a queen." Then, as if to wound him further, she said coldly, "If you try anything, I'll take everything, house, car, even the dog. And I'll tell the court you're unstable from combat." Her words hit him like bullets. Daniel stood there, stunned. She was threatening to ruin him, twist his honorable service into something shameful. But she didn't know he had already started protecting himself. He had recorded the phone calls, saved the texts, and even talked to a lawyer who specialized in military divorce cases. Over the next week, Daniel quietly put his plan into motion. He moved some money into a private account, made copies of all her communications with Chad, and documented her threats. He also visited a therapist to build a record of his mental stability just in case she followed through on her lies. When he finally handed her divorce papers, Stephanie laughed. "You don't have the guts," she sneered. But when she saw the evidence he had collected, the confidence drained from her face. His lawyer had advised her attorney that if she pushed too far, they'd take everything to court with proof of infidelity, emotional abuse, and threats against a combat veteran. Stephanie panicked. Her boyfriend, Chad, ghosted her the moment legal trouble was mentioned. She tried backpedaling, saying she was just confused and angry, and didn't mean any of it. Daniel listened quietly, but his heart was already gone. She had betrayed him and then tried to destroy what was left. In court, Daniel remained calm and respectful. The judge was sympathetic to his case. With the evidence presented, Stephanie didn't stand a chance. The house was awarded to Daniel, along with full custody of their dog and a fair portion of their assets. She walked out with far less than she'd expected. In the weeks that followed, Stephanie tried calling him, sometimes to apologize, sometimes to beg for another chance. But Daniel never answered. He had given her his heart and loyalty, and she had thrown them away. Now, he was focused on healing, on rebuilding his life without her. His fellow Marines rallied around him, showing their support. They reminded him of who he was, a man of honor, strength, and integrity. Stephanie, on the other hand, was left with the consequences of her choices. Her new relationship was gone, her reputation damaged, and her empty threats exposed. Daniel knew he had won not just in court, but in life. He hadn't needed revenge, he just needed the truth. And in the end, the truth was what made her regret everything.